the entirety of Thomas the Tank Engine, there are certainly some risks that the writers would use for their stories. Some didn't work out as intended, such as Thomas and the Magic Railroad. But some people don't know that Season 2 started off with its huge success, arguably the most interesting in the show with all the lore behind it, and 3 reasons have been narrowed down which will be explained in this video. From what I have heard, several episodes have been cancelled from this season, arguably the most of all time. The most notable was Hello Twins. This would have started off Nolan Douglas' character arc, with combining it and the story after The Missing Coach. Unfortunately, Britt Allcroft cancelled it during the middle of filming. Her reasoning being it was just too confusing for kids, which I can understand, but what I would have done was very simply just added a little bit of difference in the Scottish twin voices, so it'd be easier to understand how the Fact Controller noticed. Other episodes include Goran Goes Foreign, Doubleheader, or as it was eventually called, Time for Trouble, Super Rescue, Percy's Promise, and most likely Bullseyes, since all the other Daisy stories from Branchline Engines during this season. And oddly enough, I've also heard Oliver was supposed to appear, so Escape and Resource and Sagacity, or Oliver Owns Up, as the show later called it, were going to be included. It's also likely that Drip Tank was also cancelled because of the book it came from. Tank Engine Thomas Again was made entirely so Britt Allcroft could adapt it to model life for more Thomas roles. Out of all these cancelled episodes, I would have preferably wanted to see Percy's Promise and Bullseyes. Percy's Promise because it's a direct prequel to Percy Takes a Plunge, which was also adapted in this season, despite that never happening till the next season. Bullseyes also makes sense because Daisy's character would have been fully established, as it was mentioned in Percy's predicament that it happened but wasn't fully confirmed. Another thing about this season is the fact that the continuity is very strange. I feel the main issue is the fact that Thomas's stories were pretty much little to none. There was everything from Book 9, Edward the Blue Engine, to the newest one at the time, 30, Tank Engine Thomas Again. The main reason for this is that they probably couldn't adapt any Scarlet Railway stories due to the budget, as well as the fact that they had no idea how to work all of the systems into a smaller model. Also occurred to me that the majority of the stories selected involved Percy crashing in some sort of way. He crashed or something 5 times, twice in a singular episode. Another thing is that the episodes don't make as much sense. For example, Percy's Promise is mentioned the season before it happened. Same thing in Bullseyes, as it was mentioned in Percy's Predicament. To make this make sense, I feel I would cut Better Late Than Never and Thomas and the Missing Christmas Tree, as they pretty much are irrelevant and I don't remember what happens in Better Late Than Never. Thomas and the Missing Christmas Tree just feels like a weird replacement. I feel that Percy Takes a Plunge should be the episode after Percy's Promise, and then Bullseye is the episode before Percy's Predicament. Or potentially just cut another episode, potentially Thomas and Trevor, to include the Scottish Twins introduction episode of Hello Twins. Now, for the final reason I feel Season 2 is the most interesting, is the amount of significance in this. It started several things off, like Henry Splasher's added back with his new shape, trucks having the resin phases that the engines do, Chris Audrey's stories being adapted, dieselization, female engine, some modified faces, and some timpani samples for Harold, Donald, and Douglas's themes. Also introduces the famous Bust My Buffer statement. It also was the last season for a few things, like Ringo Starr's narration, Robert D. Cardona's production work, Britt Allcroft's last series as executive producer until the 6th season, the last series until the 17th to feature the same narrator for both the UK and US dub for the majority of the series, and the last season to create the score with a Roland Jupiter 6 synthesizer from original material. One very notable thing that's only here is another character being told to shut up. With the amount of significance of these things, who knows how the show would have been. This was the last season that everyone thought would be made, as Season 3 almost got cancelled over tugs. And if they would have ended here, I would have been happy. In total, we would have got 52 beautiful episodes, though some aren't as good as others. But with all these things combined, this proves that Season 2 is arguably the most interesting season of the show. Before I end, I would like to give a special thank you to everyone who came to watch us. In a matter of a few months, I've already gotten 125 subscribers. I would also like to thank 6 Small Weevil Studios who gave me the idea about this. If the video becomes successful, I will do more things like this. Thank you all for watching and have a good one.